Hello, beautiful humans. Welcome. This is my birthday masterclass. I'm going to be sharing 28 steps because I'm turning 28 today. 28 keys that I've learned over the years to really tapping into a more lit up, thriving version of myself through optimizing my mind, my body, my soul, and just being that next level human that I know I'm here to be. And I think those of you that are here, we're always wanting to grow. We want to evolve. We want to level up, feel better, be more confident, be happier, all the things, right? Drop a yes in the chat if that's something you also desire in your life. And so I'm going to talk about my journey, talk about some of the lessons, and also share some juicy things coming up. I have a new program that I'm launching. It's literally my heart and soul. And so obviously that'll be at the end. So if you want to stay, you definitely can for that. But I'm just happy to be here with you all. And so no one's dropping their wins in the chat. Let's go. I want to see Salma, Allison, Lizette. Drop these wins, drop what you're celebrating, drop whatever you want to share, because I'm not just here to celebrate
It's
me.
It's not letting.
Great.
It's not letting me do it.
Oh,
It's not letting me do it.
You should be able to type in the chat.
It's not letting me do it.
Celebrating live
event.
event.
Letting me do it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, are you on your phone or laptop? There's a chat.
I'm on my laptop. It's not letting me do it. I took it. It's not. Nothing's coming.
Oh, Lizette, good. Oh my gosh, 200 miles? That's amazing. Wait, in what? Like, obviously you broke that up. I'm like, wait, hold on. That's incredible. 17 days. Whoa, wow. I'm so proud of you. I want to talk. I'm going to message you about that after. That's incredible. I want to go there as well. That's something that, wow, one rest day only and just hiking every day. Yes, Salma, I'm so excited for your event. I literally wish I was there. I wish I could come. Like, next one, maybe. Anyway, keep me in mind. I should do one in Vancouver. And Allison, what are some of your wins? What are some of the things that you're doing? She dropped off. That's okay. Well, I just want to celebrate you all for being here. Hi, Samya. Oh my gosh. Hi, Samya. I know pink's my favorite color. If you didn't know, pink is my favorite color. I love pink. I always wear pink. I love pink and all the things. So it just makes me feel happy. I will have a lot to go over, and I want to keep this in a mindful time frame. Also, because it's my birthday today, and I have a lot of things I'm planning today. Gotta organize things. I gotta go buy some stuff. I'm throwing a party. I gotta organize. My mom's coming over. She's cooking, and so I want to be mindful. I'll probably go over by like 10-ish minutes, but I just want to tap in here. So I want you to drop in the chat, like, why did you come today? Like, I'm really curious why you came today, spend your Friday morning with me on my birthday. I'm curious to know why you came. Drop that in the chat. And I'm grateful for all of you for being here because, yeah, it just means a lot. I was like, even if one person comes, it's still going to be a great time. Aw, Salma, thank you. Okay, low key, I have to shout Salma out, and I'm gonna make a post about this. But Salma's been in my world for like 2 years. I think she's been my longest client. And I just love Salma so much. We've been through a lot, and she's been there for me through the ups and downs. I literally talked to her about like my business and how like I was struggling, and she's always there. She's always showing up. We work out together. She's in the membership, and like, yeah, she's just been there with me through thick and thin. So I love you, Salma. Thank you for being here. Yes, I love that, Lizette. I'm so happy we connected. I know we had a really great chat in Telegram, and I'm glad you're here to learn more about my world and what I'm all about. Amazing Samya is here. Why did you join? I appreciate you. Thanks for coming. All right, I'm going to start talking, but as I chat, I'm someone that really likes engagement, and I like people to respond and to type in the chat. Not only does it help me, but also helps you. When you're more engaged with something, you absorb it more. Your brain is more attuned to it. So for yourself and for myself, please engage in the chat and drop things as you feel called, as things come up. Have a chat with someone else, maybe. So we're going to start diving in. And thanks again. So I want to hear where you're from, what you do. I already know why you're here, but I want to know where you're from, what you do. Drop that in the chat. Yes, Lizette is awesome. And Lizette's in Portugal right now. And Portugal's a place I really want to go to. So that's amazing. Yay, Samya. Thank you for being here. I what you all do, London. But like drop in the chat so y'all each other's know.
It's not working for me, darling. So that's why I put you on.
Oh, that's okay, Margaret. Just try your best, and then try to figure out how the chat works. But I do need to mute
fashion designer. I design 1920s.
But yeah, that's totally fine. Do your best. Okay, so Where are you from? I know Lizette's in Portugal, Salma's in California. Yes, Los Angeles. Allison's actually in BC. I just saw Allison on Tuesday, which is so cool. I got to meet her in person. So that was amazing. Yes. Okay, beautiful. Keep dropping the chat. She's going to Kelowna. I love Kelowna. There was a lot of fires there, though, unfortunately. So the fires are pretty bad, but I think they're better now. Yes, Salma. Okay. So we're here today because you want to learn the steps to thriving and stepping into the most lit up version of yourself. Drop a yes in the chat if that's why you're here. Yes, Samia. Yes, that's why she's here. Now, I'm curious, what does that look like? Like, what is your most lit up self? What is your thriving self? Like, put it in the chat. What's that look like? How does she feel? What is she doing? What is that for you, right? Like when you think of when I'm thriving from the inside out and I'm feeling so good about myself, like what is that? I want to hear from you because we all have our own definitions of the words, right? Thriving and lit up, right? A lit up life. Like this is what I'm trying to create for yourself. I want everyone to create their own version of their lit up life because I know right now my life is incredible in so many ways and I feel lit up every day, but not everyone has the same vision as me. So I'm curious what yours is. Allison, never ending dance parties and energy. Girl, that's my vibe. I'm pretty sure dance parties fuel my soul. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, every time I'm like maybe a little low or down, I'm like, okay, just put a song on and I'm just be dancing and I'll just feel good again. And obviously, like, I do the other work to process the emotions that come up, and we'll talk about that. But dance parties are just, oh, mwah. Okay, keep dropping the chat. What's your most lit version of yourself? Okay. Now, has anyone ever felt like there must be more? Have you ever felt like, is this it? Like maybe you had a moment in your life where you were, you know, maybe a lower point or a lower vibration, and there were some things you were still facing and overcoming, and you're like, this can't be it. Like, come on, like there has to be more to life. If you ever felt like that, drop yes in the chat. I remember there's been so many times in my life where I was like unhappy, miserable, anxious, depressed, and I'll share more about my story. But I was like, please, this cannot be what life's about. Like, oh my God, please. Like, I was like, there has to be more. There needs to be more. And I want that. I want more for myself, right? Yes, Samia, yes, Allison, yes. I want you to know that there is more and it gets to be incredible and you are so capable of this. So for the longest time, I thought that, I wasn't going to live the life I wanted. I was going to be unhappy for a long time. For a long time, I was like, I'm okay with settling. I was like, oh, I guess this is what life is. This is what's normal. This is like the vibe. But I realized that it's not the vibe. And we're so capable of creating the life that literally lights up, that makes us happy, going after our dreams, being healthy, being confident, like having a really positive mindset, and just creating the things that you desire, whatever's on your heart to create. It's there for a reason. And I'm here to show you that you can do this. Like you're so capable of that, right? Lizette, I love that. Living off a company's mission, on touch with your own. Yeah. Like staying in touch with your own soul and what actually makes your heart feel on fire, right? And whatever you've been told and taught in the past around how things need to be in terms of like whether it's your health or well-being or your business or your life, like, oh, you need to do this, need to go to school first, oh, you can't do this, like why do you think you can, like all these limiting beliefs and shoulds and all the things that come up in our life when it comes to what we want to create and the way we hold ourselves back because, oh, like that's not how they're doing it, so I'm not sure if I can do it, right? I used to hold myself back a lot because I've had dreams of doing my business and dancing and things, but I was like, my dad told me that a dancer is not a real job. And I was like, oh, well, I guess that's not a thing. And I can't be a dancer, even though deep in my heart, I knew it was. And I saw evidence of people doing it in real life. And I was like, but this is like, I'm seeing it in real life. And my dad, and I was young at this time, right? I was young. My dad's telling me it's not a thing. And so we listen to our authorities when we're younger, because that's what we know. And I was like, well, I guess I can't be a dancer. And I didn't pursue dancing for a long time. So whatever limiting beliefs that maybe were pushed onto you or you were conditioned, I want you to know it's not true and that you were able to create whatever you want. This is your life. You're the creator. Like we're in control, especially now as adults, as people that we're in control of our life. Like It's not true. So we're gonna drop all that bullshit. Drop yes in the chat if you're ready to drop some of that bullshit, ready to drop some of the limiting beliefs, ready to drop the things that are holding you back. This morning I was literally journaling and I'm like, I'm ready to drop the shit that's holding me back. Because even though I've come such a long way, there's still things. There's always gonna be things we get to overcome, right? And so yeah, we're dropping that shit, dropping like flies, swat that shit away. Okay. Now I'm just gonna close my window because the cars are kind of loud. Okay. All right. We're dropping that shit. Okay. So already we're here. We're dropping that shit. Okay. Now you have a dream. We all have a dream. We all have a goal. We all have things we're working towards. And I actually want you to drop in the chat. What are your dreams? What are the things you're working towards? What do you want to create for yourself in your life? What are your big goals? Like, go big. Like, if you're like, this is crazy, but I want to do it, I want to drop in the chat. Because in my world, we get to imagine a world where things get to be kind of crazy. And it's like, I don't know if that's possible, but like, I'm going to do it. Like, I don't know if this is something I can achieve, but like, I'm going to try. You know what I mean? And so drop your big ass goals in the chat because here we always strive for more. Like for me, something I've learned over the years is like striving for more is always going to be a standard for myself. Like I'm not, if I'm going to settle, it's not going to be for mediocre. I'm going to settle for like the most extra, the mostest, right? And like I'm extra in a lot of ways, but also when it comes to your goals. Yes, move out of the US, but still come back. Yes, sis, get it. I'm so here for that. I also want to move out, not move out of Canada, but I want to have like a second home in somewhere tropical, something I really want to do. Yes. Drop your big goals in the chat. What is up? How much do you want to make? What do you want to do? What is your passions? What do you want to create? Like for me, my crazy, like I have some crazy ass goals, but like the bigger you dream, the more it's achievable. So I want to create a movement of sober wellness clubs around the world. I know that sounds crazy. I want there to be sober clubs in the world because I don't believe we need to intoxicate ourselves to have a really fun time and to party and to enjoy our lives. That's one of my goals. And my other goal is to have my lit community, my lit up club, my new program also be one of the leading programs in like health, well-being, and overall optimization of a human for people that want to just elevate their life and feel really lit, right? And so drop in the chat, 3K months by end of the year. Yes, Allison, you are getting it. Business class flights, international retreats. I will be at your retreats, sis, because that is the vibe. 7-figure social media agency, runway model. Yes, yeah. I want a model too, actually. I actually got asked to do a shoot on Monday, and I'm low-key like not sure, but I think I should do it anyway. Yes, traveling around the world. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, Salma, thank you. Yes, I did a one runway show. And it was really awesome. I got to model these beautiful gowns and it was epic. So I think Salma, that's a great goal. Oh my, wait, Lizette, no freaking way. Have you been to Ometepe? Yo, did you know I used to live in Nicaragua for 10 months? Yeah, I love Ometepe. I will be there. Ometepe was one of my favorite places ever. Like I went to Ometepe, I fell in love, the community, the nature, the lake, the volcano. I hiked. Oh, we need to chat. This is so fucking cool. Actually, I have a friend that is creating. I need to connect you with my friend who's actually creating something in Ometepe. Anyway, this is amazing. Look at the alignment. Yes, Salma will come. Allison
Yes,
is
so for me, I'd like to have my villa in Tuscany,
Tuscany.
working on my songs and creating dresses in 1920s and 1960s clothes in African material.
I love that. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing, Margaret. You know, I want to also create a fitness clothing line that has African prints because fitness clothes are boring as fuck, dude. I'm like, I don't want to wear some lame ass beige, some black, some like these lame colors. Like, I like bright. And so I actually want to create as part of my brand is like African print, tribal print fitness clothes and like festival wear clothes and things like that. So wow, I love all these ideas. So remember these, okay? These are the dreams we have. We're all going to make it happen. And so I truly believe in order to achieve these dreams and goals we have, we need to have so much certainty, confidence, a certain amount of energy behind what we're doing in our life. And that energy comes from taking care of yourself, taking care of your mind, taking care of your soul, your body, right? Because I know every human has a vision and has a purpose that they need to fulfill in this life. It's what I believe. Now, take what you like, leave what you don't. I know people have other beliefs, and that's beautiful, but I believe that we all have kind of our soul's purpose. And in order for us to fulfill that purpose, we need to be at our highest vibrational selves. We need to be vibrating higher so we can actuate these visions. We can actuate the dreams. We can take action. We can move past the fears. We can, be happy, be healthy as we're fulfilling this dream. I don't believe that we need to burn out. We need to overwork ourselves as we're building our dream business or our dream life. Because I used to do that. I burnt out working so hard because I was like, I need to do this, but it wasn't in alignment for me. Right. So as we're building our dreams, my mission is to help you feel as lit up as possible as you're working towards this. Right. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to share my lessons and my top tips so you can thrive, baby. You can thrive because we're here to thrive, not just survive, okay? Drop yes in the chat if you're here to thrive. For so long, so many people I see every single day, they're barely surviving. They're like, oh, I just need that next cup of coffee to make it to my next meeting. And they're like, oh, wow, like this, I just can't wait for Friday. And like, they're just barely scraping by life. And I'm like, that's not the life we're here for, right? Like, I'm not here to just wait around till Friday and like wait till my next coffee so I can make it to the meeting. Like, I don't know about y'all, but that's not our vibe. Is that your vibe? No. Lizette's like, no. Margaret's like, no, that's not the vibe here. So I'm gonna skip this because we kind of tapped already into some of the things you want to create. And what I'm gonna be talking about here is gonna help you regardless of where you're at. So whether it's your mindset, your health, your fitness, your habits, whatever, the lessons, the ones that are going to resonate for you are going to be there for you. And the ones that won't. I have 28 things I'm going to share. And you get to take the ones you really want to take with you. I want you to be present in this chat, and whatever one that like, ping something in your body, write that one down, right? There's always going to be a lesson in everything. For those that don't know my story, I'm going to stop my share. I don't need a screen. We're just going to have a little connection moment. I don't know where to start. I would never know where to start with these things. Oh, someone's hopping on. Who's this? Who that? What's up? Zoom user. Who's this? What's your name? Where you from? How you doing?
What up? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Dylan. Hi. Yes.
Hey, what up? I was just checking the link.
Thanks for hopping on. Well, I mean, we're halfway done, but I'm going to mute you. But yes, thanks for coming. My sign. What's your name? What's your sign? Yes. All right. So I just kind of want to share like why what I do is so important to me and like some of the things that really pivotal in my life. I'm going to share, actually, I haven't really shared this with anyone. I don't really go this deep, but I feel like as part of my mission, I need to get deep with my people in order to connect deeper and to actually show you a part of me that not many people see on social media. And we'll share this more on social media, but it's just something, we're learning a lot. And I think it's just cool to grow because I would never share this in the past, but I think it's something I feel called to do. So there's a time in my life where I was really low, really depressed. I was suicidal and I didn't want to live anymore. I just really hated everything. And this was a culmination of, from what I know now, my conditioning, how I was brought up. As a kid, I had a really rough upbringing. I was abused physically, emotionally, mentally, like all the things. And being treated in such a poor way by my caregivers really made me hate myself, honestly. Because I'm like, as a kid, trying to figure out like why someone would do that to me, why I would get, beaten and abused and just like tormented and all these things all the time, every single day. I was like, well, I must be like a really bad human. I'm like, why else would I get treated like this? And I'm gonna get emotional, but like for the longest time, I was like, I'm a horrible human being. I shouldn't live, all these things. And now I know it's not true, of course, but that's all you know when you're a kid. That's all you know. Oh, thank you, Allison. And so, and I got bullied in school. I got made fun of because of my skin tone. I hated being Black. I hated my hair. I hated how I was. I hated everything in my life. And there was a moment where my sister ended up taking her own life as well. And she's a big part of my story. Because my sister had the same experience as I did, because we had the same caregiver. And unfortunately, she didn't make it out And I'm so grateful I did. And that's why I live my life like double, because I just feel like I need to live for her too, because she didn't make it and I did. And knowing how she felt and knowing what we experienced, I'm just like, so, the word I'm looking for isn't coming, but I'm just so called to help people really experience and realize like how valuable they are from a young age. And I have big dreams and goals to start an organization for young kids to understand like that life gets to be amazing and that they're beautiful, and that, you know, no matter what skin color you are amazing and you deserve to be loved. And the life we're meant to live is meant to be abundant and beautiful, and we're supposed to be healthy and thriving from a young age. And so this is probably my biggest mission, because I struggled a lot with my mental health, with my confidence, with my self-worth, with my identity, with all these things growing up. And the work I've done over the few years has transformed my life from going to a place where I didn't want to live to where every day I'm so fucking happy. Like, I never thought I would be happy. Like, actually, there was a time I was like, well, I guess I'm supposed to be miserable for the rest of my life. And then I was like, well, if I'm gonna be miserable for the rest of my life, shit, and I don't want to be on this earth. Like, life sucks. And I share that because that's why I'm so passionate about mental well-being. I've worked at the gym, I've worked out, I've ate healthy, I've done all the things. But unless you do the inner deep, like subconscious mind, the shedding of the conditioning and the healing your traumas and the working through your emotions and whatever you've been through in your life, like, you're never going to be truly happy. You're never going to be truly at a high vibration if you don't do that work, right? And so a lot of what I talk about now is, yes, of course, optimizing your health and being healthy and eating well and moving your body. Of course, that's important. We're human beings, and that's how our body works. But a deeper level is like, I spent 3 years working on my inner work and healing and doing this and this modality and trying this and going to therapy and somatics and, you know, breath work and EFT and rewiring my brain, because everything starts from a subconscious level, like everything in our life. And if you want to truly be happy, truly be lit up, like, we need to do that deeper work. And that's why I'm here to share, because I feel like a lot of people, like, it's talked about, but I think in the health space, like, people are like, oh yeah, like, just work out, just do this diet, this and that and this, and then that's cool. But actually do that and dive into your subconscious mind. Like, I think I see it coming together so much, because you can't be truly healthy and thriving if you don't get yourself to a state at the deep level where you're feeling healthy and like so at ease and at home with yourself, right? And that's why I really want to help everyone do it, whoever's in my world, like in whatever capacity, to work on that and to realize like, you are so magnificent. We are magical human beings. We're meant to live such a beautiful life. And the fact that we don't think that of ourselves is not us, it's just conditioning. It's just things we deserve to shed and let go of so we can really pursue our life's passions and dreams. So thank you for listening. Thanks for letting me share that. But that's why, like, my main goal, I remember when I was really low, I had a really bad anxiety attack. And I was like, I just want to feel good. Like, that's all I wanted in my life, was to feel good. Because I felt bad for so many years. Like, I felt bad I had my anxiety attack like 3 years ago. And so I felt bad for like 25 years. And I was like, dude, so much of my life, I felt shitty. I just want to feel good. You know, I just want to have fun. I just want to be happy and like enjoy my life. And so I had a really bad panic attack, and I was like, man, I was tired of feeling like shit all the time. I'm tired of having anxiety. I'm tired of like my nervous system being so on edge all the time, right? And I don't know if any of you, if you ever have struggled with anxiety, drop it in the chat. But like, I just didn't want it anymore. I was tired. And I realized like, I'm in control. Like, I had a voice come to me, and she was like, no one's going to save you, unfortunately. She's like, but you can save yourself. She's like, you need to step it up and save yourself. And you need to do the things that are going to help you get to the place you desire to be. Because I know I had big goals, and she was like, you're meant for more. And now I know that was my higher self speaking to me. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I am meant for more. And you are all meant for more. And so I had to really learn how to save myself, learn how to love myself. It is exhausting, Allison. It's so, so exhausting. And I had to learn how to be my own savior, my own hero, and be my own hype woman and be my own cheerleader, because no one's going to do that for me. As much as I wanted, someone to be like, oh, it's going to be okay, Pearl. Like, I'm going to help. You have to do it. So I had to really put my big girl pants on, look myself in the mirror and be like, Pearl, we're in this together. We're going to do it. And so I dove deep into the world of, mindset and subconscious mind and neuroscience and all the things that have really helped me ingrain these daily habits and the things I do every day for my well-being. Because we have to save ourselves, right? We have to be the ones to create that life that we're dreaming of. And so, yeah, my main mission is to help people feel really good. But now it's just become this whole lit up movement. Because once I realized, oh, I can feel really good. And I'm like, well, how much better can I feel? And that was I was like, well, how much better can I feel? What if I did this? How much better can this be? Oh my God. And it just kept evolving. I was like, wow, I get to feel better and do this. And oh, if I do this, I feel even better. And if I have more dance parties and if I'm doing this and I'm eating healthier, and like, it's become this whole thing where now I'm like, I'm high every day. Like, I literally feel like I'm high. I woke up this morning in such a fucking good mood. Of course, it's my birthday, but most mornings I'm like, oh my God, morning, Pearl, you look amazing. How are we doing today? And just like hype myself up, and I just feel incredible. And I'm like, people need to experience this on a daily basis, because this gets to be a norm. I get to feel this way every day, and that's my norm. And you do too. You get to feel how you want to feel. You get to do what you want to do. And that gets to be something you embody and really take in, because we deserve to feel incredible. And people are like, oh, Pearl, like, you can't have energy all the time. Like, yes, you can. Who said you can't? We are energetic beings. We are meant to vibrate high. Like, I'm not even getting into it. There's a whole nother philosophy, but like, we are meant to feel really good every day. I truly believe that. I don't believe we're meant to suffer. Of course, there's things we overcome, and like, there's moments of suffering, right? There's like moments, but the overall scheme of our life, I believe we get to really be abundant and thriving. Drop a yes if you agree. I'm going to share the lessons, but thank you so much for sharing. I just want to really share why I do what I do, and what my why is, and why it's so important to me to share what I've learned in my experience from taking care of my mind, body, and soul, because you get to feel freaking incredible, and like, it gets to be something we all get to experience. Okay. So, woo, we love it. And I've learned that being emotional is it is so healthy for us to be emotional. So I'm going to skip this because I've talked my story. I had slides, but I just want to have a little one-on-one facials. Okay. So I'm going to share my 28 keys. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? Drop in the chat. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to whiz through these because we got some parties to get to today. But if there's anything, like if any question comes up, or if you want to learn anything, let me know. Drop in the chat. The chat is open, but I'm going to whiz through the 28 lessons and keys, and we're going to send it. So the first one, it's not that serious, guys. For a long time, I used to think a lot of things were serious. Like, I was like, I can't believe this person looked at me that way. I walk down the street and be like, are they looking at me? Do they think I'm ugly? Like, anyway, or like someone would say a comment and I'd be like, so I would take it so to heart. And I'd be like, I don't like it. And I learned most things aren't that serious. If we can be more lighthearted about most of the things in life, things get way better. Because in the grand scheme of things, and I mean like in your 100-year lifespan, ideally we live to 100. Is this little 10-second interaction really going to matter? Probably not. It's not that serious, guys. So that's something I really like take to my heart. I'm like, it's not that serious. And the things that are actually serious, you'll realize. And only a few things are actually really, really serious in our life, right? So take a more lighthearted stance, and that will help you elevate your mood and feel really better. Trust your gut and your intuition, even if it doesn't make sense, okay? Even if it makes zero sense, I want you to trust that. There's a reason why we have our intuition, our gut, people say the gut's second brain. We have so many neurotransmitters and like neurons to the gut and the brain, and we're such powerful human beings that those nudges and those intuitions and those little pokes by the universe, I believe in the universe, that push you towards a thing, like go do that. When I went to Nicaragua, it made no sense. My friend invited me and I was like, oh, maybe it was during COVID. No one was traveling. Everyone was like, don't travel, it's so dangerous. And she invited me and my gut was like, you need to go. I was like, what? Like, I had no money. I didn't have enough money to pay for the plane ticket. It didn't make sense. I was not in a place to travel. Like I had my place. I was like, what? But my gut was like, you need to go to Nicaragua. So I listened to it. Did it make sense? No. My dad was like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I want to go. I ended up going, ended up staying for 10 months. I absolutely loved it. And it transformed my life. Like literally going on that trip was one of the best things I did for myself. But if I listened to my logic, my brain, I was like, you don't have money. You can't make that work. Your dad said no. I wouldn't have gone and I wouldn't be the person I am today sharing this with you. And so trust that. Okay. Number 3 is reconnect with your inner child. This is something that I've recently been more and more focused on because our inner child, like, do you remember who you were as a kid? Do you remember your kid self? Like when you were so lighthearted, like let me drop on the child. What were you like as a kid? Because that person, that inner child, that's still within us. And I truly believe if more of us connect to our inner child and we're more open and outgoing and fun and playful and just like silly and goofy, like I didn't give a fudge. Yeah, dude. Like, can we be more of that? How better would life be if we tune into that more? And that's something I try to do every morning to see, like, to check in with my inner child. Like, what do you want to do today? Like, what would be fun? Because my inner child, something that I'm really trying to embody, I used to live in a cul-de-sac. And I would ride my little bike around and I would go up to all the neighbors. I didn't know them. I was like 5. I would ride my bike around and I'd be like, hey, I'm Pearl. Need any help? What are you doing? Can I help you? And I would go around and ask everyone if they needed help because I was like, I'm bored. I want to go help people. And I'd ride around, hey, do you need help? Hey, I'm Pearl. I need help. I'm from minute 32. And I just ask if they needed help. And I would just make a bunch of friends. And I was like, wow. And they'd be like, no, I'm okay. That's fine. Like, oh, that's good. Like, whatever. But one woman said yes. And she's like, yeah, you can actually. And she had 2 dogs and I helped with her dogs. I ended up helping her every week for like a year. And she actually is still in my life. We've been friends for like 20 years. She took me to Disneyland. She sends me gifts all the time. We talk like every month. I'm like one of her most favorite human beings. And that's because I just asked if I could help. And for the longest time in my business, I was scared to sell. I was scared to give my help, give my services. Cause I'm like, oh, like I'm being salesy. Like, oh no, like who's going to buy? Like all these things came up. And I remembered like when I was younger, most people were like, no, I don't need help. I was like, okay. And I just keep riding along. But for some reason now I'm like, I feel so bad when someone says no. And I'm like, dude, whatever, just keep riding your bike. So like, how can we connect to your inner child more? Right? Salma's inner child didn't give a fudge. So don't give a fudge. Lizette, what did your inner child do? You know, for me, my inner child always wanted to dance. And I always want to dance still. Like it's still there. So let's reconnect to that because life gets to be so much better. Speaking of dancing, I'm not kidding when I say dancing is life-changing. Like I truly believe if more humans danced, life would be better. You'd be more lit, you'd have more energy, those endorphins, more serotonin, more dopamine. Dancing is really good for the brain, like at a scientific level. Thank you, Allison. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your time up in Kelowna. We'll chat soon. Dancing is going to change the world. And that's like one of my missions. It's to have sober dance parties are going to change the world. And that's a fact. So if you don't dance often, I highly recommend you dance every day. I know Margaret does her Fridays, which is lit. Just have a time in the morning, in the evening, whatever, to dance and to move, to release, to express, and to not judge yourself while you're doing it too. That's one thing I find many people do is just dance how you want to dance. Because as you're a kid, you don't care what people say. So let's channel that. Number 5 is, this really changed a lot for me. Most of your thoughts aren't yours and you don't need to listen to them. Most of our thoughts are conditioned and are programmed at a young age. And depending on your upbringing, I can speak for myself. My thoughts were so toxic and negative. That's all I heard. Like that's literally that's all I knew. So growing up, I realized all these thoughts I was repeating and these patterns I was repeating. I was like, shit, this like, what is going on in my brain? But I realized those weren't my thoughts to begin with. And I was like, well, shit, we better get some better thoughts in my brain. So I started just rewiring my thoughts. And every time a thought would come up, I would challenge it. So I really emphasize this point because most of your thoughts aren't yours. But the thing is, we have like 90,000 thoughts a day, and most of them aren't ours. And so No wonder why a lot of us are just on autopilot, living a life we don't love, because our thoughts are just not supporting us. So how can we really tap into that and have thoughts that are going to support us, and realize you get to create the thoughts that you want, and you don't have to believe the ones that are shitty. You can believe the ones that you choose to believe. Okay? Life is unpredictable and uncertain, and learn to enjoy being here. A lot of people I talk to, they're scared of uncertainty. Drop yes in the chat if you like being certain, if you like knowing things, if you like, knowing what's going to happen. And I like to be organized and structured, and like, this is the plan, and this is how it's meant to be, and this is how it's going to go. And to an extent, of course, we need to kind of know what we're doing. Like, I knew I was doing the masterclass today. Like, I knew I'm going to my birthday. Like, I knew there's things happening, but on a bigger scheme, like, life is unpredictable. It's uncertain. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in a month from now. I don't know what's going to happen a year from now. I didn't know my sister was going to not be here. You know what I mean? I didn't know that I would be talking about getting lit. Like, so being open and learning to enjoy where you are, knowing that there's only X amount of things we can control, but there's actually a lot of things that we can't control, and learning to be okay with that, and learning to, like, how do I make this experience still an amazing experience on this earth for X amount of time, right? Mirror work. Mirror work. This is in caps, okay? When I say mirror work is one of the most pivotal things that absolutely transformed my perception of myself and my self-love, my confidence, my self-esteem, my identity. Like, this is something I'm going to have in my new program, because this has literally changed my life. And mirror work is where you look at yourself in the mirror and you have a conversation with yourself. And for me, what I do, this is my take on it. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but you look yourself in the mirror and you just have a nice conversation with yourself. Be like, hey, girl, you look good today. You're doing great, by the way. I love what you're doing. I'm proud of you. And just like telling yourself things that you wanted to hear. I always imagine I'm talking to my younger self, and I just talk to myself in a way that's loving and caring and compassionate and kind every single morning. This literally changed my life. It only took me a few minutes, because I used to look at myself in the mirror, and I'm not sure if you can relate. I would be like, oh, wow, I'm ugly. Like, oh man, like, I don't look good today. Oh, like, wow, I look tired. Or like, like, and there was always these negative things, and the picking myself apart, tearing myself down. Or like, oh wow, why aren't you doing better? Or like all these thoughts that, aren't serving us. And I was like,
yeah, Pearl, you know what I do? I look in the mirror and I say, good morning, Lord, it's your favorite one.
I love that. I love that.
I say, it's me again, it's your favorite one.
So good. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And so, like, how can we, every time you look yourself in the mirror, how can you have that moment be such an empowering moment for yourself? And I've done it so much that literally it's such an ingrained habit. When I walk by anything that I can see myself, like when I'm walking down the street and I walk by a mirror and I see myself, I'm like, oh, you look good. I'm like, oh yeah, nice work, and just like have rewired my brain to just be so kind and compassionate every time I see myself. Because I'm like, I see myself in such a nice light now, but getting there took mirror work, and like took the other work too. But literally getting that is so powerful. So mirror work every morning, look yourself in the mirror, have a little moment, give yourself some love, okay? If it feels good to you and feels aligned, go for it. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else, but just to you. People aren't going to get sometimes like why you're doing a certain thing, or why you're going after this goal, or why you're, I quit my job as a dietitian that was like the good job, and I made it, and I had a, big salary, not whatever. I hated my life. It didn't feel good to me to be at that job. So I quit. And it made sense to know people. They were like, what? You went to school for 6 years in university? You spent X amount of money on your tuition to just quit being a dietitian? I'm like, yeah. Because I didn't think it'd be shit. But if it feels good to you, just do it. And you're the only person that matters in your life. You need to do things that are actually going to make you feel really good and aligned for your bigger vision. Number 9 is your subconscious mind is one of the most powerful computers. So you need to learn how to use it. I had no idea. Hey, real talk, when I learned about subconscious mind, when I took courses and programs, I was so mad that they don't talk about this in school. They don't talk about any of the most important things in our life in school. We don't learn about how our brain works. We don't learn about how to rewire our thoughts, repattern ourselves to have a brain that's optimized for happiness and fulfillment and success. And, you know, like I was just like, wow. And learning how the brain works and like how to speak to it and some of the things that I talk about with my clients, like, dude, this is a game changer. It's like you bought a computer and like you have a manual and now you know how to use it versus like every day you're like, why can't I do this? Why is it not working? Like, why, you know, I'm not reaching the goals. Like, what's wrong with me? You know, if has anyone ever asked themselves what's wrong with me? I used to ask myself that all the time. Like, why? What is wrong with me? Like, what? Nothing. There's nothing wrong with you. You're all fantastic, fully functioning, amazing humans. It's just that no one taught us how to optimize ourselves. And that's one of the biggest things, like teaching people how to optimize their mind, their body, right? In a way that really makes them thrive. Life is actually really short. I'm not sure about you. I don't know how I'm 25. I'm 28. I'm 25. I'm still 25. I don't know how I'm 28. So be present. I realize life is made up of all these moments. Every single day, there's moments in every day. And the big part of what I'm intentional about is making the moments count. How can I be more present? How can I be more here? Instead of thinking about the future, worrying about the past, how can I be here in the moment? And that has really made me enjoy my life tenfold. Because I'm like, all these moments are accumulating and compounding. And how can I make each of these moments count, you know? Your body's your soul's home. Make it the best environment. Now, I didn't used to have this perspective, but I view my soul as the most precious fucking thing. Like, our souls are so beautiful. They have the most pure intentions. Like, they're here to do a job and they're here to help. They're here to serve and our soul's purpose. And they're just here to have a really great experience on this earth. And I realized like my body is the vessel for my soul to do that. And I was like, shit, I got like this place needs to be great. Like my body, my energy, my environment, the inner, like where my soul is housed gets to be just like when you have a pet. You want your pet to have a good life, right? You want your pet to have a good bed to sit in, like your dog. You want to pet your dog. You want to give your dog food. You want to take it out for walks. You want to get your dog to be happy. So I view that, my soul's that for me. And like my body, my health, my well-being, how I think, my feelings, all the things that create the environment of me being a human, it really matters. And so I take it really seriously because my soul is here to get some shit done. And we got to make it a good, enjoyable experience for it, right? I touched on this, but you're not healthy unless your mind is too. You can do all the things, you can work out, you can eat healthy, you can try all the fads, whatever, but you need to make sure your mind is healthy, your nervous system is stable, your subconscious mind is in a good place, right? And that comes down to the mindset work and the thoughts and the deeper stuff that I've been talking about. If it's normalized in society and if the masses are doing it, do the complete fucking opposite thing. Like, actually, I am so opposite most things in life. Like, if someone's doing it, if it's a norm to drink coffee, to have a 9 to 5, to be stressed out, to be anxious, to sit on your ass all day, to be glued to the phone, to whatever it is, I'm like, that's not for me. Because most people, the average pulse of society is like half dead. And I joke about this all the time, but actually people are just like walking zombies. And like, I don't want that. I want to be thriving, elevated, like so excited for life all the time. And that's my new norm. The norm is not to be relying on coffee to do anything. I want to be lit up just naturally, right? And so whatever you see people doing, and of course, obviously there's some things that people do that are helpful. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, but in general, just do the opposite of society. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Healing looks different, and you don't need to be fully healed to live your best life. Each of these has a story behind it, but if I share the story, we'd be here for 2 hours. But know that you can live your best life and feel good and be happy as you're healing. Like the healing journey is going to take a lifetime, I believe. So we get to have a good time while we're healing. For the longest time, I thought healing had to be this negative, like, oh my God, I'm so sad in my soul and I'm crying. And, I would spend hours a day, like doing this deep like healing work, which was great. Don't get me wrong. And it really helped me. But I was like, I also can enjoy my life while I'm doing this. I love this one. It's to fall in love with yourself as much as possible. For some reason, as we grow up, we start being really hard on ourselves and we beat ourselves up a lot and we think we need to be perfect and this needs to be here and this and that. And I realized, like, if you just love yourself more, that's the key to a lot of things in life. Just love yourself more. And that will help you shift how you see yourself, shift how you treat yourself, shift what the things you do, the people you surround yourself with, your standards for yourself. And that's going to help you live a more elevated life when you love yourself more, because you want yourself to have one of the best experiences because you love yourself, right? So that's such a big one. Gratitude and love. You cannot be in fear. You cannot be anxious when you're in a state of gratitude. And that's a fact. That's a sign. Like your brain literally can't do both of those things at the same time. So practicing gratitude and love every single day as much as humanly possible is so important. So I want you to drop in the chat what you're grateful for today. What are you grateful for today? What makes you happy? What do you love? Drop in the chat. Let's feel some gratitude. I'm grateful for you all for being here, listening to me ramble, and for spending time with me on this beautiful Friday. And I'm really grateful that I have internet to do this. And I'm grateful that I am here to share my lessons and that my soul has such a beautiful purpose on this earth. I'm grateful for Salma. I'm grateful for drinking coffee.
I'm grateful that I get a second chance at being loved.
Oh, Margaret, that's so sweet. Thank you. And there's so many things we're grateful for. Every single day, I just make a list, and it really has impacted my mental health in a great way. So this one's really, oh man, I need to do like a masterclass for each of these ones. God damn. Okay. Feelings are messengers. I'm not sure if have you ever been taught to like suppress your feelings and not feel? Were you ever told that feelings were bad? That you shouldn't cry, or oh my gosh, don't be so dramatic. Like it's not that bad. Like drop yes in the chat. For a long, long time, I was told not to cry. I was told not to be emotional. Be strong. Yeah, exactly. Don't cry, be strong. When I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to feel. Really. Every time I would feel, I would get beaten, which makes no sense. So I was conditioned to not cry and not show my emotions and not share how I felt and not, share that I'm unhappy. So I didn't. And I just pretended to be happy. I pretended to, I'm okay, I'm fine. And then I just broke down. I was like, my emotion, I just didn't know how to process. No one teaches you how to process emotions. And no one teaches you how to actually be okay with feeling the feels. Because feeling the feels is actually, the deeper I let myself feel the feels of the depths, is the ability I'm able to have the highest experiences. The increasing, I don't know how to explain this, but I'm increasing my capacity for feelings both ways. The deeper you go, the higher you go. So I never became really happy until I was able to feel the feels. And that's something that I realized people were conditioned to demonize being sad or being angry or being mad. And oh my gosh, I can't express this. But no, trapping emotions is actually really bad for our health. There's a lot of research behind trapped emotions and how it gets trapped in certain areas of the body, and the energetic frequency reduces and actually causes disease in the body when you trap emotions. We're not taught how to release them. We're taught to stuff them and bottle them up, and that actually causes disease, it causes mental health issues, causes anxiety or depression, cancer, so many things. There's a book I read, it's an epic book called The Emotion Code. And so lean into these feelings, feel the feels, and obviously create a healthy way to express them, a healthy way to cope. But we need to feel the feels if we want to be happy. If we want to be lit up, we gotta be let down sometimes, And so that's something I really want to emphasize, the feel the feels. And I cried. I've cried 5 times today already, But that's because I know like today's gonna be an amazing day and I'm gonna be happier than ever. But I also need to allow myself to be sad. I was sad that my sister is not here, you know? I was sad for other reasons, but you get to be happy and sad, hold the duality of both feelings. You create your own reality, you create the norms, and you create what your story gets to be. I learned this because what was normal for me was being anxious, being depressed, being low mood, having lacking motivation, having no energy, hating my life, hating myself, blah, blah, list goes on. That was my norm. And I was like, waking up every day feeling like this. And I'm like, this is not that cool. Like I was mentioning, I don't need to be here for this. And I realized like, I got to choose my reality. I got to choose how I felt. I got to choose what my norm was going to be. And so I chose to feel good every day. I was like, I'm going to choose to feel really good and see where that takes me. And so I want you to choose your story. I want you to choose how you get to experience your life every day. And that gets to be a conscious choice we make. Every moment is a choice. Like, do I want to choose to come to this masterclass? Yes, I do. Do I want to choose to just sit on the bed and like stay in bed? Do I want to choose to work out today? Do I want to choose to not? Like all these little things you get to create. Like, how do you want to feel? What do you want to create? And every moment you get to choose to work towards that. The people you surround yourself with are the most impactful. As human beings, we have something called mirror neurons in our brain. And this is deep, like ingrained in our brain, into our psyche as human beings, as tribal beings. We mirror the people that are around us. Naturally, we cannot control that. So when we surround ourselves with people that aren't maybe the vibe, that aren't the vibe, that aren't where you want to be, or aren't doing things that make you feel good, or are helping you level up, or that don't want the best for you, and maybe they're holding you back or telling you things, or, that's the most impactful. So really looking at your circle, and I've been really reflecting on this. And unfortunately, as young kids, we don't choose our tribe. We get born into a tribe. And unfortunately, some of us have tribes that aren't great. Exactly, Samya. That means we got to get better people in a circle. And that's why I'm so happy you're here, because you get to be around people. And it doesn't have to be in person. Obviously, in person is the most strongest. But online is amazing. I podcast. Like, I didn't have people in my life that I was really like, were really like, like high vibe, like I want to be. So I started listening to podcasts, reading books, doing things, getting myself out there, going to different networking parties, working, like talking to entrepreneurs, DMing people, like just being in the DMs and like, oh my gosh, like, I love how you do this. Like just looking for higher vibe people to be around. And that really helped me. And so thinking about that in your circle and like starting to kind of shift things, right? Have more fun every day. How can we have more fun every day? Right? And that fun can look different, but people think having fun these days is just going out to drink. That's not like, what is fun for you? Like, what gets to be fun? For me, fun is hosting these things and sharing my passion for life and going outside for a walk and saying hi to someone and smiling at someone and saying nice dress, or, that's fun for me to actually be who I want to be. That's fun for me to help others elevate, So you choosing what is fun for you and doing that every single day is going to really elevate how you feel. Is it okay if we go over time a little bit? I have 8 more, and I have a little something to share with y'all. Is that okay? Drop yes in the chat. Okay, thank you. So thank you for your time also. 21 is probably one of the hardest things I ever had to do, but also one of the most liberating things you will ever do in your entire life, is to learn to let go of the conditioning and of the shoulds. I always say, and I learned this from a dear friend of mine, she's like, you need to stop shoulding yourself. Okay, I just love that because it sounds like shitting yourself, but you need to stop shoulding yourself. I used to say a lot of things like, oh, I should be doing this. Oh, I shouldn't do that. And I should. And the word should comes from feeling like you're in obligation to something. Feeling like, oh, I should be doing this. Oh, like I'm not doing that. So I'm, like it has a weird energy around it. And that comes from our conditioning, what we think we need to be doing, what we think we should be doing in order to be successful, in order to gain approval, in order to get that external validation. So we stay in the tribe, so we don't get exiled and die. That's how our subconscious mind works. Because it thinks that if we don't do things that we should be doing, that we're not going to be accepted in the society. And if we're not accepted, we're going to die because we need the society to help us thrive. We know it's not true anymore, but our subconscious mind does not know that. So this piece is an forever ongoing piece. And I'm still working on this, but letting go of the conditioning and the things that you think you need to do and tuning into what you actually want to be doing. 22 is being the full expression of yourself is a gift to the world. I don't know how many times people have told me and thanked me for just being me. They're like, thank you for just being your lit up, energized self because you inspire me to be more of myself. And so many people are scared to be themselves for many reasons. And I used to not be like this, right? I used to be very reserved and like I was told I was too loud and I was too energized and I was too energetic, and my dad's like, why do you always talk so loud? I was like, because I can, bitch, but like being your fullest expression of self, whatever that looks like to you, is so important because that's where we are vibrating the highest. Literally though. And you can't be, the word I'm looking for is incoming. We can't be put in a box. So whatever you feel like you're here to express, your most authentic self, your full being, that is actually a gift. And you need to learn how to express that and learn to not give a fuck about whatever other people think, because that's actually a gift to the world. And that will also inspire others to express more and to be more of themselves. And in a world where people are just so in the box and so anxious and so like having someone that is actually themselves is so refreshing. So please do that. Please be that. And of course, that comes with that inner work to be confident enough to be your full self. That's what we get to work on. Routines. Your evening morning routine is so important. Okay. Get this. It doesn't have to be long, but doing something in the evening, in the morning to support the person you want to be is going to change your life. And I really work on a lot of routines with my clients. Everything is neutral. Oh my God. So the things that happen in our life on a day-to-day basis, the events, the things, is all neutral. The only thing that makes it good or bad is our perception and the meaning we add to the things. Because in reality, we can be super factual about all the things, right? It's just that society gives meaning to all these things and makes us think a certain way and feel a certain way about all the things that it's actually all neutral. For example, it's my birthday today. It's neutral. It's a fact. It's my birthday today. Now I make it mean something because I care about my birthday, but some people don't, and that's okay. But someone like, 10 people like my post, for example, 10 people like my post. That's a fact. That's neutral. But then we go into only 10 people like my post. Oh my God, that means my post sucked. And I suck at social media. And we get all in our heads and negative about the fact that only 10 people liked our post. So one thing that has really changed a lot for me is being more neutral towards things. It's a fact. Cool. I got one like, and I move on with my life. Like I don't make it mean anything about me, about myself, about who I am as a human being, about my capabilities, I used to think that because I didn't have many clients that I wasn't a good coach. I'm biased, but I get so much feedback that I'm actually a great coach. And I made it mean something. You know what I mean? So there's so many different things, but let's be more neutral about the things that happen in our life. And if not neutral, have a positive twist on it. Learning how to make a positive twist on it. Making more money does not solve your problems. One of my mentors, who's like a 8-figure mentor, she's incredible. She said something that really stuck with me. She said, making more money solves money problems. Money problems. But we have other things in our life, right? We have our mindset and our healthy habits and this and that. And, certain things that are outside of money that money can actually help. And so I used to think money would solve my problems. Drop a yes in the chat if you used to think that, if you ever have thought that. I'm making more money. I'm going to be happier when I have more money. I'm going to thrive. I'm going to, all my problems are going to go away. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to be doing all these things. And when I get there, oh my God, like life's going to be incredible. And I put money on a pedestal. And I chased money. And I sacrificed my life, my mental health, my well-being, my friends, my family for money to build a business, to hit those 10K months. And I made a lot of money. And I was like, wow, whoa. And I realized I was literally just as unhappy as I was when I had $0. Because the thing that was making me unhappy was not the fact I didn't have money. It was myself. I was making myself unhappy because of my narrative of life and my perspective of life. So yeah, money solves money problems. Money doesn't solve the other things that we need to actually solve on our own. There's 2 more, and then I have a little spiel. We're almost there. Aw, how are we liking this so far? Are we getting value from this so far? Are these lessons resonating? Let me know in the chat. So 26 is the thing you worry about is likely never going to happen. Like, so many of us worry and are anxious and we're like, oh my God, but what if? What if this happens? And what if, oh my God, what if? And we have all these what ifs. We worry about all these things and we hold ourselves back from doing the things we truly want to do because, oh, what if someone doesn't like it? Or what if I get a bad comment? Or what if someone judges whatever we tell ourselves and we don't do the things we really want to do? But the thing that you're worried about likely is not going to happen. If it does, it's not that serious. Back to the first point. And so let's worry less and do more. And when it happens, you deal with it then. One thing I really support my clients with and myself with is like, if this thing is going to happen, we'll deal with it at that moment. And you're going to be equipped with the tools because you are a magical human being and you are strong and you're capable and you are, resilient. And we building these things within yourself, of course. And if someone makes a comment, fuck it, fuck them, like whatever. If the thing you're worried about does happen, is that the end of the world? Probably not. Can we be more neutral about it? Yes, we can. There's always these things that we can do. And so I see some people hold themselves back from doing things because they're worried about, oh, what if it doesn't work out? But what if it does? What if it's actually amazing? What if it ends up being incredible? Right? And like these thoughts are going to come up, but it's how you're able to reframe the thoughts. For example, this morning, I was like, what if no one shows up? And I was like, whatever, I'm gonna hop on. It's my birthday. Who cares? And people showed up. Look, there's 6 of us here. And that's amazing, right? Number 27 is prioritize your relationship with yourself above everything else. I wish I did this earlier. Prioritizing my relationship with myself, with how I spoke to myself, with how I treated myself, with how I viewed myself, I really view myself as like, I'm in this together with myself. Like I talk to myself like I'm a we. I'm a we. And I say we are in this together because it's me, myself, and I. Like it's a team effort. And I just don't view it as I'm just doing this alone because there's my higher self, there's my inner child, there's the universe. Like we're supported. And I prioritize these relationships a lot because that's what's going to help you get to where you need to be, to spend time with yourself, to tune into your intuition, get to know yourself on a deeper level. How do you work? What do you like? What makes you tick? What makes you happy? What's your soul's purpose? Like taking the time to prioritize this relationship, to block off time, to get to know your body, to move, to take care of your mental well-being and to understand where you're at right now and maybe some of the things that have contributed to that and to work on healing that for yourself and prioritizing that. Because the more you can do that, the more you're going to really be in love with yourself and the more happy you're going to feel, the more you're going to want to serve and do the things you want to do and be happier. And just like it just becomes this whole snowball effect when you start prioritizing yourself. That's something I really wish I did earlier, but no one teaches you that. No one tells you. Everyone's like, no, go to school, get a job, make money. That's a priority. No, get good grades. That's your priority. Right? We're told that all these other things are so much more important than ourselves, when really we are the most important thing in our entire life. And the last one I'm going to end on, I said this before, but I truly believe we're so much more powerful than you think you are. We're meant for so much more. We're meant to have such an abundant, thriving life. We're meant to do the things and be the things and travel and have lots of money. And if you desire these things, of course, we're meant to do the things that we truly desire. And you are so capable, but you have to believe that you can. You have to believe that you are the person that's going to do this, and that you are resilient and you're strong, and that you're going to do it no matter what. And that you're not going to stop yourself and let the thoughts and all the things, right? But you know that. I hope you know that. And if you don't, I'm telling you that you are so powerful and you're so incredible. So drop in the chat what resonated with you. We're wrapping up soon. I don't know who need to hear any of that, but I know when I was reflecting and journaling about this morning, I need to hear this at a very young age. Like all these things I just shared, I wish I heard these so much younger. So let me know, drop what resonated in the chat. Drop it. Have fun. Oh yeah. Honestly, having more fun every single day just makes life so much more fun. So here's the thing. Keep dropping in the chat. I'm gonna gratitude. Yes, Salma. Gratitude every morning. Game changer. The science behind it. Yeah, gratitude in the morning, Salma. I think I'll really help you too. Now, here's the thing. The best way to build long habits, long-lasting habits that stick, when it comes to all of this I'm talking about, the mindset habits, the rejecting norms, yes, Dylan, the mindset habits, the healthy habits, the empowerment things, the, morning routines, whatever, the best way to build these habits that are actually going to stick for life, there's 2 keys to this. Yes, Lizette, feels aligned, go for it. That one's so good. The 2 things, if you want to really embody this shit and start working towards building your mindset and building your health and elevating your frequency and thriving, truly thriving from the inside out, you need to take action. Becoming that person, becoming your most lit up self. Yes, trust your gut, Samya. Becoming that next level version that's going to do the thing. Who am I? I ask myself this every single day. Who am I? What is she doing? What is she looking to create, and how is she going to act? We all know what we need to be doing. When I coach my clients, I'm not here telling you, you need to do this. It's I want to feel better. I want to have more energy. I want to be more confident. I want to have better mental health. You know these things and what you need to do to get there. Of course, there's some guidance things and things like tips and tricks I can teach you, but ultimately, you know what you need to be doing. And so how can you become the person that does the thing that needs to be done? How can you become the person that does the inner work or does the self-love work because you know that's what you want to do? You want to love yourself more. Becoming that person, embodying these things and seeing yourself as this human that is capable and doing the mirror work. And as you become these things, you take action to build your confidence to become this person. You can't become her without taking action because the person that is her is doing the things already. Does that make sense? I know it's a lot of up here, but that's what the only reason I became who I am today and I'm still becoming who I'm meant to be is because I took the actions, because I was listen, bitch, you're going to figure out how to feel good, literally word for word in the mirror. And I'm going to take action every day to feel good, to work on my health, to work on my mindset, to work on how I speak to myself, to love myself more, to have more fun, to dance more. And I take action on these things every day to become a more lit up version of myself, right? So I want you to reflect on the things that you can do every day to take action, to become, right? Now, are you ready to thrive and become more lit up? Drop yes in the chat if you're ready to thrive, to become more lit up, to just be your full self and just send it, fucking send it. Something I tell myself all the time is to just send it. If it's something I want to do, yes, 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 we just send it. We get it. You know that get lit energy. That's something that fuels me is to get lit. Yes, fire sign, let's go. Okay. Now, this is something I'm going to share with you. This is my new program. Now, if you want to hop off, you can, but if you want to stay and listen to the program and listen to what I'm going to share, this is something that's been on my heart to share for a long time. And I was holding myself back. I was oh, I can't do that yet because whatever reason. And I was fuck it, we're sending it. So I have a new program I'm going to drop, but I'm not going to drop it to the public until Monday, but you guys get the first dibs on the program. Is it okay if I share the program and just share the details? And if it feels aligned, yes, amazing. If it doesn't feel aligned, totally fine. All good. I'm all about alignment. Okay. We know this. So my new program is called Lit for Life. Oh, and this is different from anything I've ever created because it's a culmination of all the things I've experienced and grown through and learned and studied and evolved and helped clients with and myself with and all the embodiment pieces. And it's a transformational group coaching experience for the soul-led woman that wants to lead a more fulfilling life, to be in the best shape of her life, also feel her best, have the confidence she's always wanted, and step into the next level. And when I say lit for life, I mean like actually building the things, building the habits, doing the embodiment, the identity work to be lit for life. It's not like a short term, it's not like a 3-month program and just like, oh, do this and we're out here. Like I'm actually meaning to do the deep work that I've been talking about, to rewire your brain, to shift your narrative, to do the subconscious work. And I'm sharing everything that I've ever done in my journey. And I have a whole list of things. I'm sharing all the tools and I'm here to support you through the journey. And it's a lifelong journey, like, but I'm committed. This is for the woman that's committed to being lit for life. Like I'm not settling to not be lit. You know what I mean? Like I just want to be lit forever. Like starting from now till I'm 80, 90, 100, whatever, I'm going to be energized. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to be lit. I'm going to be, my thriving self. And that's what I desire for myself. So this program is that. What we're doing is something called the LIT method. It's something I've created. It's something I do on a daily basis through, also kind of ties into what I've been sharing all this whole time. But it's really aligning your mind, body, soul, and your heart to a higher frequency. That's really what it is. Now, obviously, there's so much more into this, but it's doing the mindset work, the subconscious reprogramming, the, narrative, the subconscious mind, the EFT, all the tools, and whatever tools resonates with you or the ones you're going to use. But I'm going to offer you all the tools that I've used to really rewire my brain, the body work, right? The health, how to optimize your hormones, how to eat healthier, gut health, heart health, and the things I've learned from going to school, being a dietitian, the movement pieces, right? The actual physical, like cellular stuff, like what to eat, how to get enough nutrients, hydration, like stress management, things that make our body optimized. Your soul, how to align more with your soul, how to trust your intuition. I'm a big fan of human design, so I'm going to bring human design into this process because human design really helped me a lot. Learning about human design and coming back to you. The thing about this program that's so different from anything else I've seen in the space, especially around health and well-being, it's not actually about following a specific diet or a specific method or going to the gym 3 times a week and lifting 5 sets of 12 bicep curls. Like it's not, it's actually about coming back to you and to trusting yourself and your inner guidance system. It's about getting clear on you and clarity on what you want and then going and doing that, right? If you want to eat meat, if you want to do I'm not here to tell you that you can't do anything. I'm actually here to help guide you back to who you're meant to be, back to how you actually want to live, how you want to feel, how you want to think. And that comes through knowing yourself at a deeper level. And human design really helped me know myself well. And I'm not here to help you create a meal plan. That's, you know what I mean? I'm here to help you realign your soul. And that's really fucking powerful. And the last one is the heart work. It's the emotional intelligence piece. It's the processing your emotions in a way that's really solid and learning and building the tools in your life to build your emotional resilience, to build your nervous system, to get exposure therapy, to build your resilience, to become a robust human being so you can handle anything life throws at you, so you can go after your dreams, so you can feel anxious, but also calm down your nervous system and still do the thing while you feel anxious. So you can be courageous, so you can go after your dreams and goals, regardless of what is coming up. And so you can work on getting rid of all the emotional baggage we have from the conditioning that didn't serve us. All the things I've learned to work on that. And all these 4 things together make you become lit for life. Because once you understand these things and the practices and what works for you and what doesn't, and how to optimize your body, your mind, your soul, and how to come back to yourself. There's no way you can't not be lit, right? When you have these things that are supporting you at such a deep level. And for the longest time, my last program was just about the body, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but it didn't feel in alignment for me. Because I was like, my last transformation over the last 3 years has been so much more than just the body. And I was like, I have to incorporate all the things I've done. And it's such a more holistic program than just eating healthy, balancing your hormones. And yes, we do that, but we also do all the other things. So we have weekly coaching calls. You have access to me in Telegram. You have the Lit Library, which is going to be modules and trainings on all these pillars, on the mindset stuff, on the body stuff, on the soul stuff, on the heart emotion stuff. I'm also going to be bringing in other people because I'm not the expert on all the things. I'm an expert on some of the things. I'm going to be bringing people to help us deepen our relationship with all these pillars. The support community of soul-led women that want to be lit for life, that are committed to the journey, they're committed to elevating into who they're meant to be. And just for my birthday, such a special day. The special for is actually $280 a month. And this is actually, it's crazy because I've invested in so many programs, and not to say I'm comparing, but like from what I've learned to what I've seen and what I'm putting into this program, I'm pouring my heart into this. It's gonna be $280 per month, but it's a minimum of 6-month commitment because it's a commitment to transform your life. Like I'm not here to just be here. I'm here, like we're in it. If you join this, like we're in it for life. Let me get closer. We're in it for life. Like we're soul sisters. Like, and I want you to transform your life. And I'm not here to just, and it takes time. And I understand it takes time. And we're gonna be doing life together. We're gonna be checking in together. And the biggest piece that I'm so proud of that I'm going to be creating in this experience. And I say it's an experience because I don't want you to sit at the computer consuming content. Like, yes, we're going to be consuming some content. I'm going to be teaching you about what I've learned, but it's actually more about let's go experience life. Let's go out there and be bold and take the action and feel the feels and do the thing and build the goals, right? And then we come back and like have a space to break it down. Be like, okay, I just did this and I'm feeling this. I just did this and like, I don't know how to process this emotion. And we're in it together. Like we're in the chat, we're tuning in. Like I'm in Telegram with you guys. We're growing together. So it's an experience of life together. It's not just like I'm going to consume this course and like forget half the shit. Because the true way you embody things and get to learn things is through experience. It's through that like actual practical, like hands-on piece. And that's the biggest emphasis for this is to take action, go out, go in the world, experience it, and come back and break it down and like uncover what's coming up for you so you can then keep being bold, right? So that's that. I'm so excited for this program. It's actually like nothing I've ever created in my life, and it's going to be here for a long time. And so if that feels aligned for you, if you want to learn more about the program, if you want to enroll, birthday special is only going to be a special time because my birthday is only for a special time. I'm probably going to keep it for a week, but we'll feel it out. I'll feel when I feel called to increase the price. Price will be going up. Final price will be $497 a month. But for now, it's $280 a month. If you want to join, let me know. But otherwise, I am so grateful to have you here. I am just so happy that you spent your morning with me, and I hope you learned some lessons, and I hope you take some things away and really go live a lit up life. Like whether you work with me or not, I don't care. I want you guys to go live your life, go feel good, go have fun, go be bold, go fuck the norms, go dance your ass off, go do the things that make you happy, because that's all we're here to do is be happy and elevate our frequency. You're so welcome. I appreciate you. It is going to be great, Salma. And yeah, we're going to be lit for life, and that's the vibe. So thank you all. If you have any questions about anything, I'll be around for the next 5 minutes.
Thank you, lovely. Have a nice drink.
Thank you, Margaret. Thank you for being here.
Have yourself a nice drink. See you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And yeah, I'm around. It's my birthday. I'm going to go. I have a beach party to plan. So I'm going to go. I need to go grocery shopping and stuff, but I'm in my DMs if you want to ever chat about anything. And I'm just so happy that you hopped on. So love you all. Have a great day. Send you so much love. Appreciate you. Bye.
You're the best girl. Thank you.
Aw, thanks, Dylan. Bye. Bye.